Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Hare
Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare Ram, Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Hare,
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Rama,
Ram,
Rama
Hare Hare,
Rama,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare Hare Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Hare, Hare Rama,
Hare
Rama Rama,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare
Ram,
Hare, Hare
Hare
Rama,
Hare
Rama
Krishna, Hare
Rama,
Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Ram, Hare
Hare
Ram,
Hare, Hare
Hare
Rama,
Hare
Rama
Krishna, Hare
Rama,
Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram, Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna,
Hare
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 Hare,
Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare Rama, Nam Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Nam
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare Krishna, Krishna
Nam,
Krishna,
Hare
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 Hare,
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna
Hare
Hare
Rama, Nam Ram Ram,
Hare
Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare
Hare
Rama,
Hare
Nam
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Ram, Shri
Krishna,
Krishna Chaitanya, Prabhu Nityananda,
Ram
Shri
Ram,
Advaita
Hare
Gadadhar,
Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Sadhu,
Hare
Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Shri Shri Ram,
Ram,
Hare Rama, Krishna Bhagavata Namo, Gopal Govinda Hare Shri Mati,
Hare Ram, 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 Hare Ram, Ram,
Ram, Hare Hare, Krishna Hare Krishna, Krishna
Hare Ram,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare
Ram,
Rama,
Ram, Ram, Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna
Hare Hare
Hare Rama, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare,
Ram, 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 Hare Krishna, Ram, Ram,
Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Ram, Hare
Hare Krishna, Krishna Ram, Ram,
Hare Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna
Ram, Ram, Ram,
Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna
Hare
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna
Ram, Hare
Hare Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna
Ram, Krishna, 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 Hare Hare, Ram, 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 Hare
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna,
Hare
Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna, Krishna
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Ram, Hare Hare, Krishna
Hare Krishna,
Krishna, Krishna Krishna,
Hare Hare, Ram, 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 Hare Hare, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Ram, Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram, 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 Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna.
वाञ्छा कल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय। नामाचार्य श्री हरिदास ठाकुर की जय। प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंदा श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्री वासादि गौर भक्त वृंद की जय। श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय। श्री गुरु महाराज की जय। All glories to the assembled devotees. Please accept my humble obeisances. This is Yashamati from Chicago. Once again, welcoming all of you to the mid-morning japa session. I thank all of you for attending this session. Please forgive me for interrupting your ecstatic chanting. Let us move to our next part of the session, which is Sri Chaitanya Bhagavat. May I know who all have joined this morning?
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandavat Pranams. Mr. Prabhupada, Guru Maharajas and all the assembled Vaishnavas. This is Preeti Dasi. Sorry, Preeti Mataji.
Yeah, no problem.
Hare Krishna, Kirtidas and Devidasi Mataji, Dandavat Pranam, all glories to Srila Prabhupada, all glories to Sri Guru and Gauranga. Thank you very much, Mataji, for joining and giving your beautiful services. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Yasudha Mataji, Dandavat Pranam, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Guru Maharaj ki jai, Pritidasi from Charlotte. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Priti Mataji, Dandavat Pranam, all glories to Srila Prabhupada, all glories to Sri Guru and Gauranga. Thank you very much, Mataji, for joining every day. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandavat Pranam, all glory to Srila Prabhupada. This is Nitu Sambhaji.
Hare Krishna, Nitu Mataji, Dandavat Pranam, all glories to Srila Prabhupada, all glories to Sri Guru and Gauranga. Thank you very much, Mataji, for joining every day, mid-morning and in the morning. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, G. Sudha Mataji, Dandavat Pranam to you and all Vaishnava. Srila Prabhupada, Srila Gurudev ki jai. Vrinda, thank you Mataji for your morning attentively japa and afternoon attentively japa to inspire all of us. Hari Hari Gauranga Dandavat.
Mataji, you are same thing you are doing. You are also inspiring to me. Hare Krishna, Mataji. Vrinda Gopika Mataji, Dandavat Pranam, all glories to Srila Prabhupada, all glories to Sri Guru and Gauranga. Thank you very much, Mataji, for joining and beautiful chanting all the time. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Yashimati Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Vinita Gandharvika Devi Dasi Mataji, Dandavat Pranam, all glories to Srila Prabhupada, all glories to Sri Guru and Gauranga. Thank you very much, Mataji, for joining and giving your beautiful association and services. Hare Krishna.
Mataji, you can go ahead and read the quote.
Sure, Mataji. So before we start, I would like to read the today's quote by Srila Prabhupada. These 4 principles: always think of Krishna, become Krishna's devotee, worship Krishna and offer your respect, obeisances to Krishna. That's all. This is Krishna consciousness. Hyderabad, November 17, 1972. Welcome to the Bhakti Sangha Japa Group. Today we are so fortunate to have His Grace Adi Gadadhar Das Prabhuji on the topic of Sri Chaitanya Bhagavata Adi Khanda, chapter 14, verse 1 onwards. Thank you very much, Prabhuji. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada, all glories to Sri Guru Maharaj. Thank you very much, Prabhuji, for giving your very, very valuable time and association to us this morning and enlightening us on this topic. I now hand over the call to you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Mataji. Thank you very much for the kind introduction. My gratitude also to Priti Vilasini Mataji for giving me this opportunity to speak on Sri Chaitanya Bhagavat of Srila Vrindavan Das Thakur Mahashay. Let us chant our Mangala Charan prayers. Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Prishthaya Bhutale Shrimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Iti Namine. Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine. Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Prishthaya Bhutale Shrimate Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Iti Namine. Shri Varshabhanavi Devi Daitaya Kripabdhaye Krishna Sambandha Vijnana Daine Prabhave Namaha. Madhuryojvala Premadya Shri Rupanuga Bhaktida Shri Gaura Karuna Shakti Vigrahaya Namostute. Namaste Gauravani Shri Murtaye Dinatarine Rupanuga Viruddha Apasiddhanta Dvantaharine. Namo Gaura Kishoraya Sakshad Vairagya Murtaye Vipralambha Rasambodhe Padambujayate Namaha. Namo Bhakti Vinodaya Satchidananda Namine Gaura Shakti Swarupaya Rupanuga Varayate. Gaura Virbhava Bhume Swam Nirdeshta Sajjana Priya Vaishnava Sarvabhauma Shri Jagannathayate Namaha. Vancha Kalpa Tarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Jai Rupa Sanatana Bhatta Raghunath Shri Jiva Gopal Bhatta Dasa Raghunath. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shrivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shrivas Adi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, dear devotees. We are continuing our study of Sri Chaitanya Bhagavat by Srila Vrindavan Das Thakur. This is the Adi Khanda, chapter number 14. This chapter is entitled Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's travel to East Bengal and the disappearance of Srimati Lakshmi Priya Devi. Text 1. Jaya Jaya Mahaprabhu Shri Gaura Sundara Jaya Nityananda Priya Nitya Kalevara. The translations and purports are by our most revered Jagat Guru Shri Srimad Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Maharaj Prabhupada, the eternal beloved revered spiritual master of our founder Acharya Shri Srimad Abhay Charana Arvind Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj Prabhupada. Jaya Jaya Mahaprabhu Shri Gaura Sundara. All glories to Shri Gaura Sundara, Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Jaya Nityananda Priya. All glories to Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who is the most beloved of Shri Nityananda Prabhu. Jaya Nityananda Priya Nitya Kalevara. And how is the Kalevara? How is the form of Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu? It is Chinmay Sharir. It is Satchid Ananda. It is Nitya Kalevara. Eternal form. It is not a Laukik form. Text 2. Jaya Jaya Shri Pradyumna Mishrera Jivana Jaya Shri Paramananda Puri Pranadhana. This is a very beautiful verse. Verse number 2. Jaya Jaya Shri Pradyumna Mishrera Jivana. All glories to Shri Gauranga Mahaprabhu, who is the life and soul of Shri Pradyumna Mishra. All glories, Jaya Shri Paramananda Puri Pranadhan, and all glories to the Pranadhana, all glories to the life and soul of Shri Paramananda Puri. In the purport, Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada writes, Shri Pradyumna Mishra was born of a Brahman family in Orissa. To make his pious life as an ideal householder and his high social standing successful and perfect, by engaging them in the service of Lord Hari, Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu sent Pradyumna Mishra to Srila Ramananda Rai, who appeared in a non-Samanal Brahman family. He was a Kayastha Brahman, who was the crest jewel, but Sri Ramananda Rai was the crest jewel among teachers of devotional mellows. He was a Rasacharya, and who was a Mahabhagavad Vaishnava Acharya. Pradyumna Mishra then heard topics of Krishna from Sri Ramananda Rai, Vaishnava Acharya, in the mood of his disciple. Pradyumna Mishra was in the mood of a disciple of Sri Ramananda Rai, and thus obtained the causeless mercy of Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada Ji Maharaj gives references. The purpose of addressing the Lord as the life of Sri Pradyumna Mishra is as follows. The ideal householder pastimes like serving the guests and the renounced sannyasis, and this will be the topic of our discussion today. Serving guests and serving the sannyasis. What is the effect of such service? Here, Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada is teaching us the ideal householder pastimes of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, like serving guests and serving the renowned sannyasis that were performed, are described in this chapter. And Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is the worshipable deity of the ideal pious householder, Sri Pradyumna Mishra. So, Nyasi Kula Nayaka, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is Nyasi Kula Nayaka. He is the crest jewel, he is the hero of all sannyasis. But he is also Grihijana Shikshaka. Hare Krishna. Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur says, Grihijana Shikshaka Nyasi Kula Nayaka. He is also the ideal householder, teaching us by his example how to do Atiti Seva, how to serve the guests. And this, how to learn the mellows of Krishna, how to learn the Rasa Tattva. This Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu taught Pradyumna Mishra. One has to go, Jao Bhagavata Padho, Vaishnavera Sthane. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu sent Pradyumna Mishra to learn the Rasa Tattva about Radha Krishna. He sent him to Sri Ramananda Raya. Even though strictly from the orthodox rules of society, Sri Ramananda Raya was in a lower status than Sri Pradyumna Mishra, who was a high-class Brahman. But still, Jai Krishna Tattva Veta say Guru hai. Kiba Vipra Kiba Nyasi Shudra Kenino. Jai Krishna Tattva Veta say Guru hai. One who knows the science of Krishna consciousness is a Guru. Next paragraph. Paramananda Puri, also known as Puri Goswami or Gosai, was the middle root of the devotional desiratory of Sri Krishna Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's lotus feet. He was one of the 9 beloved disciples of Sriman Madhavendra Puripad. Like Brahmananda Bharati and others, one of the 9 beloved disciples was Sri Ishwar Puri, Sri Brahmananda Bharati, and Sri Paramananda Puri. Sri Paramananda Puri is an incarnation of Uddhavji. Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada writes that Sri Paramananda Puri appeared in the village of Trihuta. The Gaura Ganodesh Deepika, verse 118 states, Paramananda Puri is none other than Uddhavaji. Again, many references are given, and that ends the purport. Verse number 3. Jaya Jaya Sarva Vaishnavera Dhana Pran Kripa Drishtye Kara Prabhu Sarva Jivetran. I love these verses of Srila Vrindavan Das Thakur, where he is petitioning Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Sri Nityananda Prabhu, to cast their merciful glance upon fallen souls like myself. Jaya Jaya Sarva Vaishnavera Dhana Pran Kripa Drishtye Kara Prabhu Sarva Jivetran. Kripa Drishtye Kara Prabhu Sarva Jivetran. Through your merciful glance, please deliver all the fallen souls. Jaya Jaya Sarva Vaishnavera Dhana Pran. All glories to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who is the life and soul of all the Vaishnavas. Text 4. Adi Khanda Katha Bhai Shune Ekamane Viprarupe Krishna Viha Rilena Yemane. My dear brothers, please hear with attention the topics of the Adi Khanda, wherein the pastimes of Lord Krishna in the form of a Brahman boy are described. Aha. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is non-different from Krishna. Brajendra Nandana Jai Shachi Suta Hoilo Sai Balarama Hoilo Nitai. So Adi Khanda Katha Bhai Shune Ekamane. Hear attentively. Ekamane. We have to hear Krishna Katha attentively. When I was in Vrindavan recently, I heard from a sadhu a very important instruction. Because many times I'm driving in the car, I'm driving the car, I'm thinking about the hospital, what I have to do when I go there. I'm listening to Hari Katha and I'm chanting Hare Krishna. And then intermittently there are phones also come which I answer on Bluetooth. So what is the effect? Neither am I driving safely, nor am I thinking about the patients properly, nor am I attentive on the phone calls, nor am I chanting properly, nor am I hearing Hari Katha properly, because trying to do 5 things at the same time. So this sadhu in Shri Vrindavan Dham he advised me that do one thing at a time. Don't be bahushakha, don't be multi-branched, because you cannot do anything properly. And he actually reminded me of a quote of Srila Prabhupada. Once Srila Prabhupada was asked, is it okay to chant while driving? So believe it or not, even in the 1970s, there were devotees who were chanting and driving. Don't think this is a modern disease. Now that we have cars with adaptive cruise control and blind spot monitoring and lane keeping assistance. Even in 1970s, when the cars were not having all these driver assistance features, there were devotees. When I was in medical school, this is 1998. I know one devotee, he used to chant on his beads, Japamala, while driving motorcycle on the streets of Mumbai. He used to come to the temple also for Mangalati like this, with bead bag in one hand, driving. He used to be chanting. So even in 1970s, there were devotees who were driving and chanting. And Srila Prabhupada was asked, is it okay to chant while driving? Srila Prabhupada said, if you do that, you are neither driving properly, nor are you chanting properly. So we have to chant always, but we can just drive properly and sing Hare Krishna Mahamantra or chant Hare Krishna without having a counter or a bead bag in the hand, so that we are not distracted. We are completely hands are free to perform the task that is most important, that we are driving, because we don't want to get into an accident, we don't want to hurt others. So Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Khaite shoite, yathatha namle, deshkal niyam mein sarvasiddhi. Naam, we have to keep chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra, but we don't have to be distracted by holding a mala, moving the beads, pulling the counter. No, we have to focus on what we are doing. I remember once I went to the airport to receive a brahmachari, and I was asking questions as we were driving home from the airport. I was asking so many spiritual questions to this brahmachari because he's very senior. He answered 2-3 questions, and then he told me, Adi Gadadhar Prabhu, right now your service is to drive. So you focus on driving. When we go home, we will sit and we will chat. You can ask me all the questions that you want to ask, and I will try to answer them when we go home. But now you focus on driving. It was evening time, peak Atlanta traffic. And he gave a very nice instruction that whatever we are doing, we should do it properly. Even I was reading in one book of His Grace Gaur Gopal Prabhu, where he says the same thing, that we have to be mindful of what we are doing and do it with focus. If we are eating Krishna Prasad, if we are honoring Krishna Prasad, we should focus. This is Krishna Prasad. This is Krishna who has come to me in the form of nice, nourishing Prasad. So let me focus on the taste of every item. Keep chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra in my mind and let me eat with concentration. If we are chanting, we should chant exclusively. If we are hearing Harikatha, we should hear attentively. There was one devotee, he was sitting in Harikatha and chanting while listening. And one very exalted sannyasi of our movement, it was actually on a Zoom call. So Zoom call is going on, and how I can see Purnima, I can see Puja Mataji. So like that. Devotees were there. So Maharaj is giving class, and one devotee is sitting with video on Zoom class, and he's chanting. He's listening also and chanting also. So Maharaj interpreted the class. He said, Prabhuji, either you chant, and if you want to chant, you can exit out of this class. You sit and you chant nicely. If you want to listen to Srimad Bhagavatam class, then you keep your beads around your neck and you sit attentively with a straight back and you hear attentively Srimad Bhagavatam. Hear the message of Shukdev Goswami attentively. Don't try to do 2-3 things at the same time, because you will end up doing none of them properly. This is a very important instruction. Srila Vrindavan Das Thakur is saying, Adi Khanda Katha Bhai Shune Ekamane. Listen attentively. Ekman. Ekman means not 2-3 things. Just do one thing. One limb of bhakti, you practice nicely. If you are doing puja, you do puja nice. Puja seva, do nicely. You're reading Srimad Bhagavatam, read nicely. You're hearing Srimad Bhagavatam, hear it nicely. So whatever we are doing, we should do it with concentration. There's a time to chant on the bead, sit down and chant on one asana for 2-3 hours, 4 hours, as much as we can. And when we are practicing other limbs, we should do them properly. This is a very important lesson I learned from our sadhus. So, my dear brothers, please hear with attention the topics of Adi Khanda, where the pastimes of Lord Krishna are described. And what pastimes are they? Vipra Rupe, Krishna Viharirena Yemane. It is Krishna who is performing pastimes in the form of a Vipra, in the form of a Brahman boy, Nimai. Text 5. Henamate Vaikuntha Nayaka Sarvakshana Vidyarase Viharena Lai Shishagana. In this way, the Lord of Vaikuntha continually enjoyed his scholastic pastimes with his students. Nimai is a teacher. He is Adhyapak. He is teaching Vyakaran and so many other topics. And Henamate Vaikuntha Nayaka Sarvakshana. In this way, Vaikuntha Nayak, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Sri Nimai, in the form of a Brahman boy, at every moment, Sarvakshana, Vidyarase Viharena, Lai Shishagana. Lai Shishagana, along with his Shishagana, along with his disciples, he is tasting the rasa of Vidyavilas. Scholastic pastimes he is enjoying. Text 6. Sarvanava Dvipe Prati Nagare Nagare Shishagana Sange Vidya Rase Krida Kare. Sarvanava Dvipe Prati Nagare Nagare Shishagana Sange Vidya Rase Krida Kare. Sri Nimai enjoyed his Vidya Vilas Leela, his scholastic pastimes, Vidya Rasa. He enjoyed with his students, Shishagana Sange, throughout all the villages of Navadvip. 9 islands are there, many villages. And in all those villages, all those holy places in Sri Navadvip Dham, village to village, Nagare Nagare, Nimai enjoyed his scholastic pastimes with his students. Shishagana Sange. In the purport, Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada writes, the various villages and islands of Navadvip at that time were known as Nagara, such as Ganga Nagara, Kajira Nagara, Kulia Nagara, Vidya Nagar, Janna Nagar. Text 7. Sarva Navadvipe Sarva Loke Haila Dhvani Nimai Pandita Adhyapaka Shiromani. Aha, beautiful verse. At that time, throughout Navadvip, Sarva Navadvipe, Sarva Loke Haila Dhvani. All the people were heard saying throughout Navadvip. What were all the people saying? That Nimai Pandita Adhyapaka Shiromani. Nimai Pandit is the crest jewel among all teachers. He is the best teacher. Bada bada Vishayi Sakala Dola Haite Namiya Karena Namaskara Bahumate. Bada bada Vishayi. Vishayi means materialistic sense gratifiers. Bada bada means very rich. Even the wealthy materialists, Sakala Dola Haite Namiya Karena Namaskara Bahumate. They would get down from their palanquins and offer respects to Nimai Pandit. Even wealthy materialistic people. Such was the fame and such was the greatness of Nimai. Through his intelligence, he had subdued everyone. Text 9. Prabhu dekhi matra janme sabara sadvasa navadvipe hena nahi yena haya vasha. Prabhu dekhi matra janme sabara sadvasa navadvipe hena nahi yena haya vasha. Everyone was filled with awe and reverence. Sabara sadvasa. Prabhu dekhi. Upon seeing Nimai, everyone was filled with awe and reverence. Navadvipe hena nahi yena haya vasha. There was no one in Navadvip jo Bhagwan ke vash mein nahi tha. There was no one in Navadvip who was not under the control of Sri Nimai. Text 10. Navadvipe jara jata dharma karma kare bhojya vastra avashya pathaya prabhu ghare. Aha. Navadvipe jara jata dharma karma kare. Whatever whoever resident of Navadvip would perform any dharma karma, any pious activity, any puja, any pious activity, what they would do? Bhojya vastra avashya pathaya prabhu ghare. They would send some gifts, some foodstuff, some prasad, some cloth as a gift to Nimai's house, as a presentation to Nimai. Because they would not consider any dharma karya, any religious activity to be complete unless they had given some dakshina to Nimai Pandit, who was the topmost Brahman, Grihastha. Purport. Since the custom of showing respect or honor toward the best teacher was prominent in the Hindu community of that time, everyone came to the capital and donated gifts of rice and cloth to Sri Nimai Pandit the crest jewel of all learned scholars. Nimai Pandit. He was the Shiromani, crest jewel of all scholars. Text 11. Prabhu se paramavyavi, beg your pardon. Prabhu se paramavyayi Ishwara vyabhar dukhi tere niravadhi dena puraskar. How is the nature of our Nimai, our Prabhu? Prabhu se paramavyayi Ishwara vyabhar. Shri Nimai displayed the pastimes of a munificent person. Paramavyayi. Munificent person, very charitable, benevolent. For this is the nature of the Supreme Lord. He is Varadraj. Supreme Lord Krishna is Varadraj. He likes to give benedictions to everyone. Ishwara Vyavhar. This is Ishwara Vyavhar. To give gifts to others, to bless others, to be charitable, to share one's opulence with others is the Vyavhar, is the nature, is the activity of Ishwar, Krishna. Ishwara Parama Krishna. And same nature Nimai had, because he is also Ishwar. Same Krishna Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya. Krishna Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is Krishna. Prabhu se Parama Vyayi Ishwara Vyavhar. What is the nature? Dukhi tere niravadhi dena puraskar. Niravadhi, continuously Nimai would give puraskar, would give gifts to dukhi tere, to the poor, those who are sorrow, those who are filled with sorrow, those who have sad life, those who are unfortunate. Nimai would give them gifts. Lord Nimai displayed the pastime of a munificent person, for this is the nature of the Supreme Lord Krishna. Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Nimai, constantly gave gifts to the poor. Dinanath. Text 12. Dukhire dekhile Prabhu bada daya kari anna vastra kadipati dena gaurahari. Whenever Shri Gaurahari, Nimai Vishwambhar Gaurahari, whenever he met a poor person, Dukhire dekhile Prabhu, whenever he would meet a poor person, immediately he would give him rice, cloth and money out of compassion. Dukhire dekhile Prabhu bada daya kari, bada daya kari. He was very dayamay, very merciful. Krishna bada dayamay. Anna vastra kadipati dena gaurahari. He would give food, vastra and kadipati. He would also give money out of compassion. In the purport, it is written by Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada, the principle of magnanimity is found in the nature of the Brahmanas. Now, please listen carefully, because for the next half an hour, this is going to be our topic of discussion. The principle of magnanimity is found in the nature of Brahmanas, while the principle of miserliness is found in the nature of non-Brahmanas. So, the opposite of Brahman is Kripana. One word is Brahmana, opposite is Kripana. Kripana is a miser. Brahman is a very magnanimous person. Brahma janati iti Brahman. And what is the nature of a Brahman? Pathan Pathan. A Brahman studies Shabda Brahma, studies the Shastra, but also Pathan. Yajan Yajan. Pathan Pathan. This is the activity of a Brahman. He studies the scriptures, but also gives the scriptures by teaching them. Therefore, a Brahman is very magnanimous, very dayamay. And opposite of that is Kripana, a miser. So, Brahman is supposed to give charity. So, although Nimai, not that Nimai externally manifested a lot of material wealth, but whatever dakshina he got, he would give it to the poor. He was very charitable. In order to exhibit the pastimes of an ideal householder, Nimai donated rice, cloth and wealth to the poor and distressed people. In order to exhibit the pastime of an ideal householder, Nimai, his ideal household, his Grihi Jana Shikshaka, he donated rice, cloth and wealth to the poor and distressed people. And this is actually seen. I will not name, but one of our dearest friends, he travels speaking Harikatha, and wherever he goes, he gives donation. Not that he's a millionaire, But this is the nature of a true Brahman. Wherever they go, they don't like to take, they give. They may not have so much, but they give. That is the nature of a Brahman. They don't want to accumulate. They don't want to accumulate. They want to share the gifts that they have received. This is a Brahman. And opposite is Kripan, miser. So as an ideal householder, as a Grihijana Shikshaka, Nimai donated rice, cloth and wealth to the poor and distressed people. Paradukha Dukhi. A Vaishnava is Paradukha Dukhi. Every Vaishnava is a Brahman. Please note. Every Vaishnava is naturally a Brahman. Because Brahma Janati iti Brahman. And a Vaishnava is one who knows Krishna. Yomam evam asamudo janati purushottama sa sarvavid. He knows everything. And last verse for today, verse number 13. Niravadhi atithi aise prabhu ghare jaraje na yogya prabhu dena sab akare. Very beautiful verse. Please listen carefully. Niravadhi atithi aise prabhu ghare. Guests, atithi. So there are two words. There is atithi and there is abhyagat. Abhyagat means a guest who comes after informing. That guest is expected. They send a message. Oh, we are coming to your house and such and such. They have an appointment. That is abhyagat. They inform and they come. But atithi is someone who just comes without announcing. Suddenly they show up at your doorstep without any warning, without any notice. That is atithi. And atithi seva, atithi devo bhava. We have to serve atithi because atithi is a manifestation of Krishna. Niravadhi atithi aise prabhu ghare. Guests, atithi, without warning, would come every day to the house of Nimai. Jara jena yogya prabhu dena sabakare. And Nimai would always serve them, give them according to his capacity. But he satisfied all of them. Always satisfied all of them. Yogya. He always satisfied all of them by serving them. Guests would daily visit Lord Nimai's house and he would always properly satisfy every one of them. Sabakare. Every one of them he would satisfy. Okay, so we'll stop here. The next speaker, who is going to continue from verse number 14, is going to tell a very nice pastime of how Nimai and Shachi Mata and Sri Lakshmi Priya Devi, they would serve the sannyasis, the guests. So like that. So today we saw the nature of a Brahman, the nature of an ideal householder. And what is that? They serve the atithi. They serve the guests very nicely. They serve the sannyasis very nicely, according to their capacity. And this is a very good quality. We see in the life of our founder Acharya, Shri Srimad Abhay Charana Arvinda Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj Srila Prabhupada Ji, that his father, Shri Gaur Mohan De, and his mother, Srimati Rajini Devi, they were Atithi Sevaks, isn't it? Shri Gaur Mohan De every day would bring sannyasis and different devotees home. And Shri Rajini Devi would cook nice Bengali feast for them and serve them very nicely. And what was the effect? The effect was that by their humble service to all the atithis, to all the guests, from their core of their hearts, profuse blessings came. And those blessings were directed toward their son, Abhay Charan. And he became a great devotee, a great Acharya, a Jagat Guru, great devotee of Srimati Radharani. This is the effect of Atithi Seva. Very important to serve the guests. In this regard, my dear friends, in the next 20-25 minutes, I would like to narrate a true story that happened only 200 years ago. As far as the reference of the story is concerned, this is a true story and the place still exists in Sri Ayodhya Dham. If you go there near Hanuman Nivas, there is a neem tree there near the masjid. And this true story took place just 200 years ago in Sri Avadhpuri, in Sri Ayodhya Dham. And I have heard this story from one of our Guru Jan, His Holiness Navayogendra Swami Maharaj. His Holiness Param Pujya Navayogendra Swami Maharaj. I've heard it from Maharaj, and it is a very well-known story, very well-known in Ayodhya. That place, like I said, still exists, that neem tree. But before we go to Ayodhya, let us go to Janakpur. Let us go to Janakpur. And in Janakpur, 200 years ago, there lived a Brahman couple, husband and wife. Brahman couple. And they were great devotees of Sitaram. They were very nice Vaishnavas. But as is common with many Brahmanas, they were not very well-to-do. In fact, they were materially quite poor. The husband used to do puja. He used to speak katha from Ramayana. And whatever little dakshina well-wishers gave, he would bring it home. And the husband and wife, they would use that money for Atithi Seva. They would invite sannyasis home. They would invite devotees home, and they would cook for them. They would serve them. They would give them gifts of flower garlands and clothes and other gifts. Dadati pratigranati. But their mood was dadati, dadati, dadati. It was give, give. Whatever they had, they would just give without reservation. Because they were true Brahmanas. They had no child. And by the inspiration of Krishna, they had a desire that they should have a child. So once they asked their Guru Maharaj in Janakpur, they asked two questions. That we are desirous of two objectives. Our first objective is that both of us should become pure devotees of Sitaram, and we want to serve Sita and Ram eternally in the spiritual world. And number two, we want to have a child who is a Mahabhagavat, Shuddha Vaishnava, a pure devotee. We don't want a child who is not a devotee. And we don't want a child who is a neophyte devotee. We want a child who is a Mahabhagavat. This was their desire. We want to serve a child who is a Mahabhagavat. So how can we accomplish this? So their Guru Maharaj, he said, Vaishnava Seva. You do Vaishnava Seva. You serve the sadhus. And by sadhu kripa, by the mercy of sadhus, both these objectives you will attain. You will attain pure devotional service, and you will go back home, back to Godhead in this lifetime, and you will get a Mahabhagavat, pure devotee son, pure devotee child also you will get. Just serve the Vaishnavas, just serve the Vaishnavas. Just like Gaur Mohan De, Srila Prabhupada's father, he served guests. He got a Mahabhagavat, Paramhamsa, Nitya Siddha as their son, Srila Prabhupada. The Guru said, you just serve Vaishnavas. So from that day, they redoubled their efforts to serve Vaishnavas. And they didn't have much, but whatever they had, they would invite Vaishnavas and serve them, serve them. And even outside the house, if a Vaishnava needed any service, they were always tatpar, always very enthusiastic to serve Vaishnavas. Vaishnava Seva, Vaishnava Seva. One day, their Guru Maharaj said, I am very pleased with how enthusiastically and with such devotion you are serving the Vaishnavas. This is very nice. And good service leads to more service. Everybody agrees? If you do good service, then people will give you more service. So good service leads to more service. So Guru Maharaj said that I can give you even more Vaishnava Seva opportunity. Would you like? They said, yes, yes, yes. We want. Okay. Go to Prayag. There is a Kumbh Mela coming up. And 1 month you stay there, and whatever sadhus come, pilgrims come, they're all Vaishnavas. You serve them. You will never get such an assembly of so many sadhus. In one place, so millions of sadhus will come, and you serve them very nicely. So go to Prayag for 1 month. They immediately got ready, and from Janakpuri, they went to Prayag. There they built a small kutir, and they begged for dakshina, whatever money they had, they somehow collected, and they went there. They stayed there for 1 month during the Kumbh Mela. And for 1 month, day and night, this Brahman Dampati, they were just serving. Husband and wife, they were just serving the sadhus. They did tremendous sadhu seva continuously for 1 month. Then they came back. After Kumbh Mela, they came back to Janakpur. and Mataji became pregnant. For so many years, they were not having any issue. They were not having any child. And now suddenly, the Brahmani, she became pregnant. And you can imagine how blissful they were. But as soon as the wife became pregnant, the husband, the Brahman, he fell sick. And nobody could diagnose what was the problem. He used to have fever every day. He lost his appetite. He started becoming weaker and weaker. As the child in the womb of the Brahmani was growing 9 months, the father was becoming weaker and weaker and losing weight, weaker and weaker and weaker. Everybody started saying that this child who is in the womb of this Brahmani is very anishthakari. He is a very unlucky child. He has brought ill luck. As soon as he entered the womb of his mother, the father has contracted some serious illness. After 9 months, the Brahmani gave birth to the child. And that same day, the father died. Hare Krishna, the Brahman died. But throughout the 9 months, he would read Ramayana to the child in the womb. He would chant japa for the child in the womb, both the mother and father. But the day the child was born, the father died. Now everybody, their statements were confirmed that this child is a very bad child. He's a very evil child. He has brought ill luck. When he entered the womb of the mother, the father fell sick. When he took birth in this world, the father has died. But now think about the mother. She is a single mother now, widow. How difficult it is. The husband used to do puja, used to speak katha, get some dakshina and bring home. And that was their only jivika. That was their only source of livelihood. Now that is also gone. Husband is gone. Poor lady. She was somehow struggling to make ends meet. And even the donations stopped because everybody thought this child is very evil, very unlucky child, unfortunate child. But somehow they were depending on the mercy of Krishna and surviving. When this child, he was born, the mother gave him the name Prayag Datta, because she knew that this child has entered my womb because of the Vaishnava Seva we did in Prayag. So Datta means to give, Prayag Datta. This child was given to us by the holy place of Prayag. So she named the son Prayag Datta. When Prayag Datta started crawling, somehow the mother was cooking and something happened and the fire just spread and the whole house caught fire. The Brahmani, the mother, she picked up Prayag Datta and ran out of the house to save him. And within minutes, the whole house was swaha. The whole house was burned down to ashes. Everything was destroyed. Now the whole village of Janakpur was saying, oh, this child is the most unlucky child. The anishtkari hai. Very unlucky child. Now he has created a fire also. He has caused a fire in the house because he is born. The whole house has caught fire. And now the mother and the child have become homeless. Look what bad karma this child has brought. Hare Krishna. Now the mother, you can imagine the hardships, living under a tree, no place to stay, no money, no husband to protect, one newborn child who has barely learned how to crawl. This is the Leela of Krishna, my dear friends. Yasyaham anugranami harishye tad dhanam shanay. Tad dhanam tyandasya swajana dukkha dukkha. When Krishna wants to show his Vishuddha Kripa, his pure Kripa on his pure devotee, he takes everything away. Srila Prabhupada also lost everything. He lost his Prayag pharmacy. His own employees cheated him. His wife disappointed him. Never supported him in his preaching mission. So many reversals came to Srila Prabhupada. Reversal after reversal. Yasyaham anugranami harishye tad dhanam shanay. The mother Brahmani lost everything. Somehow she was caring for the child and no one would play with the child. No one would play with this child. Do you know why? Because all the villagers would warn their children. Play with anybody, but don't play with Prayag Datta. He's a very, he brings ill luck wherever he goes. If you play with him, your life will also become unfortunate. So don't play with him. So nobody played with Prayag Datta. You can imagine the plight and the suffering of this poor boy. Hare Krishna. Prayag Datta. No one to play with, no father, mother is poor, struggling, no house, nothing. And people are avoiding them, thinking that he is Anishthakari. Slowly, as the time went on, with great difficulty, the Brahmani, she raised Prayag Datta. Day and night she used to chant Sitaram, 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 Sitaram. And she brought up the child with great care to the best of her ability. And now Prayag Datta was 8 years old. 8 years old. No one would play with him. So he would only sit and watch the other boys and girls play. So one day he was sitting and he was watching other kids play. They were playing. And as they were playing, suddenly one sister came. One of his friends, elder sister came. And she told her younger brother, come with me. Today is Raksha Bandhan. Enough playing now. Come on. So this Prayag Datta was thinking, what is Raksha Bandhan? What is Raksha Bandhan? So he quietly followed behind that sister and her younger brother. And he saw, and through the window he was watching, they went inside. The boy sat on an asan, and then the Didi, the elder sister, she took a plate. She offered Aarti to her brother. She took a laddu. She put the laddu in his mouth. She embraced him. She took a rakhi and tied it to his right hand. And when Prayag Datta saw this through the window, he felt so happy that what a wonderful utsav this is, Raksha Bandhan. He came running under the tree to his mother and he says, Mother, do I also have a Didi? Do I also have a Didi? And the mother was thinking, all my life I could not give any pleasure to my son. And now see, now he wants to celebrate Raksha Bandhan. He's asking me if he has a Didi. So she started thinking. Now, Krishna consciousness means Sambandha Jnana. It starts with Sambandha. Sambandha Abhidheya Prayojan. And Sambandha means to understand our relationship with Krishna. Jivara Swarup hai Krishna Nitya Das. That Dasatva Bhava is there. That relationship of servitude is there. But in our Gaudiya Vaishnava Sampradaya, in the introduction of Bhagavad Gita itself, Srila Prabhupada plants a seed telling us there are 5 relationships. Correct? So we can have a relationship of friendship, parent, conjugal lover, different relationship with Krishna. Sambandha is everything in Bhakti, my dear friends. Sambandha is everything. And this Brahmani, mother of Prayag Datta, thought, what is my Sambandha with Sita? Janakpur is the place of Sita, where Sita was born. The residents of Janakpur, all of them, because Sita was born in Janakpur, they consider her their Lali. All the residents of Janakpur consider Sita Devi as their daughter. So the mother told Prayag Datta, yes, you have a Didi. Who says you don't have a Didi? Are these other boys, they may have ordinary Didis, but you have the greatest Didi in the whole world. Acha? Mama, I have the greatest Didi in the whole world? Then why I never saw her? What is her name? Where does she live? With tears in her eyes, the mother said, my dear child, the name of your Didi is Janaki. Because see, she would always chant Sitaram, Sitaram, Sitaram. So the name of your, so if she said Sita, it may sound suspicious. So she told her son Prayag Datta, the name of your Didi is Janaki. And she is married to a Chakravarti Samrat, Shri Ramchandra. And she lives in a faraway kingdom called Ayodhya. That's why you have never seen her. Before you were born, she was married, which is a fact. Before Prayag Datta was born, Sita was married thousands of years ago. So before you were born, she was married to Shri Ram and she left Janakpur and she lives in Ayodhya now. She is your Didi. You don't feel sad. You have a Didi. So then Prayag Datta told his mother, then mother, today is Raksha Bandhan. Why my Didi did not come to tie Rakhi? Hare Krishna, 8-year-old innocent boy. So his mother said that she will come, but she wants to come, but she cannot come Because she is not an ordinary sister. I told you, she is the wife of Chakravarti Samrat Shri Ramchandra. She's a busy queen of Ayodhya. She has so many responsibilities and she's always serving her beloved husband. They both love each other so much. Janaki and Ram, they love each other so much. So she's very busy. But when you grow up, you can go and meet your Didi. So from that day, every day in the morning, Prayag Datta would tell his mother, like Namdev ji would tell his grandfather, he would tell his mother that I have become big. Look, abhi main sayana ho gaya hu. Today I have become big. Now can I go? Today can I go to Ayodhya? And the mother says, no, wait. You are still only 8 years old. Every day he would ask, now today can I go? See, today I have become tall. Can I go? Can I go to Ayodhya? Finally, one day, he became so ziddi, so hatti, that he told his mother that I will not eat if you don't send me today to Ayodhya. And coincidentally, that day, some sadhus from Janakpur were going on a yatra to Ayodhya. So this Brahmani asked them, can you take my son with you? Can you take Prayag Datta with you and bring him back safely? They agreed. They were sadhus. They agreed, yes, we'll take him. So she begged for some rice. And in Janakpur, there is a very famous food item that they make called kasar. It is made from rice, jaggery and ghee. They make kasar. So she got some rice, some jaggery, some ghee, begged from the neighbors, and she made some kasar. And she told Prayag Datta, listen, tum Didi ke gaon ja rahe ho, you are going to the house of your Didi. You should not go empty-handed. So you take this, I am making this kasar, you take it for your Jijaji and your Didi. Take it for your brother-in-law and your sister and give it to them. But don't take anything from them. Don't bring anything from there. Because it is your Didi's house. That is a culture. We don't take anything from them, but we give. So take this kasar. And on the way, you may feel a little hunger. So I will give you some chipped rice. So for Prayag Datta, she packed some chipped rice. And for Didi and Jija, she made kasar. And she took a dirty cloth they had, she tied it up in that and gave it to Prayag Datta. And Prayag Datta was jumping in excitement. I am going to meet my Didi. I am going to meet Janki Didi. And with the sadhus, he started going. But within now it is around 400 kilometers, Janakpur to Ayodhya, approximately. Now he was getting very restless because the sadhus, they would stop, they would do kirtan, they would do katha, they would do madhukari, and they were walking too slowly. And Prayag said, you are too slow, you old people. I want to go fast. My Didi is waiting for me. So he just left them and he ran ahead to Ayodhya. Now he comes to Ayodhya and he's asking the shopkeepers, he's asking the people, where is my Didi? Where is my Didi? Didi? What is the name of your Didi? Oh, she's the queen. She's the queen of Ayodhya. Her name is Janki. Oh, everybody, they would laugh at him. Acha, and what is your Jijaji's name? My Jija is Shri Ram. Acha, go there. And they would point their finger towards Kanak Mahal, the temple of Sita and Ram in Ayodhya. Go to Kanak Bhavan. So he went, he goes there, asking directions, and he goes inside. And what does he see? He just sees some marble statues. He says, no, this is not my Didi. This is not my Didi. These people are fooling me. They are making fun of me. He asks the pujari, where is my Didi? What is the name of a Didi? Janaki. She is my Didi. Acha, what is the Jija's name? Shri Ram. He pointed to the deities. Yeah, this is your Jija and Didi. He says, no, this cannot be my Didi. I want my Didi who will tie Rakhi to me. I want my Didi who will offer ghee lamb to me. I want a Didi who will eat this kasar that my mother has made. Nobody is helping me. He runs out of that Kanak Mahal, runs out of that temple, and there is a place called Hanuman Nivas. Even today there's there, and there's a neem tree there. He goes and sits under that neem tree and starts crying. That nobody is helping me. My mother said, everybody knows your Didi in Ayodhya. She is the queen. And nobody is telling me where my Didi is. My Didi is also not coming. My Jijaji is not coming. Nobody is helping me. Everybody is lying to me. And he starts crying, Didi, Didi, Jijaji. He starts crying under that neem tree. And all day, all evening, he's crying. Why my Didi is not coming? Why my Didi is not coming? My mother said that your Didi is the best Didi in the whole world. What kind of Didi she is? I have come to her house, I have come to her village, and she is not even coming to receive me. That Didi came when that boy was playing and took him home to tie Rakhi. And I have come to my Didi's home and my Didi is not even coming to me. He starts crying. And as he's crying, he gets tired. Such a long journey he has taken. And he falls asleep. As Prayag Datta is in his sleep, suddenly he hears the sound of conch shell and shehnai and musical instruments, mridanga, kartal, and there is nice kirtan going on. He opens his eyes and he sees a effulgent, very royal elephant who is decorated with silk cloth and gold and silver and jewels. And a Mahat is sitting on that elephant and riding the elephant. And who is this Mahat riding the elephant? It is Hanumanji. And on the back of that elephant, on a beautiful throne, Sita and Ram are sitting. Shri Ram is sitting, Kamala Lochan, Ajanulambita Bhujau, his arms extending below his knees, broad shoulders, beautiful curly hair, effulgent complexion, lotus eyes, sweet smile on his face, and on his left side, Janki Didi is sitting. She is even more beautiful than Shri Ram. Beautiful, beautiful lotus eyes. She is wearing a very beautiful, effulgent sari. And such amazing fragrance is coming. The whole area becomes divinely fragrant. Prayag Datta has never experienced such effulgence, such aroma, such divine sound, such kirtan. At Hanumanji's direction, the elephant sits down on the knees. Hanumanji comes down and he takes a golden ladder and places it on the elephant. Prabhu Ram gets down from the ladder and he extends his long arm to hold Shri Janki's hands and helps Janki Devi come down from the elephant on the ladder. And there are so many servants and maid servants of Sita and Ram, and they are announcing Ananta Brahmanda Nayak Param Brahma Chakravarti Samrat Prabhu Shri Ramachandra Pradhar Rahe Hai. So immediately Prayag Datta understand that this is my Jijaji and this is my Didi, Janki Didi. Seeing their beautiful forms and their sweet smiles, Prayag Datta's joy knows no bounds. He starts calling out with love, Janki Didi, Jijaji, Janki Didi, Jijaji. And Shri Sita sees Prayag Datta, little 8-year-old boy. She gives the most charming, most beautiful smile and comes towards him and embraces him. My dear brother, I'm sorry I'm late. I was so busy in so many services. This is my husband. This is my Prananath, Shri Ramchandra. And I am 24 hours a day serving him. And I'm very, very happy serving him. I cannot stay one moment away from him. He is the king of Ayodhya. But Didi, why nobody knows where you and Jijaji live? I came here, I was asking shopkeeper, I was asking pedestrians, I was asking the pujari, I was asking everybody, the sadhus, but nobody was telling me where to find you, Didi. Why nobody knows? Didi smiled. Janaki Didi smiled and told Prayag Datta, not everybody knows where I am. I am a very special person. Only special people, selected few people like you know where I am. And only selected few chosen people like you can have my darshan. I am not visible to everybody. Naham prakasha sarvasya. Yoga maya samam. So she says, but now that you have met me, now don't worry. Now don't cry. Don't feel sad. Now we will never be separated again. And Janki Didi again embraces Prayag Datta. She gives a nice asan and tells Prayag Datta, now you sit down. She offers him arti. Janki Didi is offering arti to this 8-year-old boy Prayag Datta. And then she takes a very beautiful golden rakhi and ties it to his right hand. And then she asks him, Prayag Datta, did mother send any gift for me? Oh, he remembers, yes, I forgot. He takes out his jholi and takes out the kasar. He says, this kasar, very special sweet. Mummy loves you so much. She never makes kasar for me also. But today she made kasar for you. She has said, please take this kasar. And he's trying to feed her. Janki Didi says, no, 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 no. I never eat anything like that. I never eat anything that has not been first eaten by my Prabhu, Shri Ram. First you feed him. When he eats, then I will eat. So our 8-year-old Prayag Datta, he takes the kasar and he feeds Shri Ram. With a smile on his face, Prabhu Ramchandra eats the kasar. Then he feeds it to his sister, to Didi, Janki Didi. With great pleasure, she eats. And then she takes her half-eaten kasar and puts it in Prayag Datta's mouth. As soon as Prayag Datta tastes that Adharamrit of Sita and Ram, his whole, every pore of his body becomes effulgent. His hair is standing on end. He starts trembling. His voice chokes up and he feels such a spiritual ecstasy in his heart. Such a spiritual, he has never had such emotions. He's completely blissful. All material lamentation, all material sorrows, all hankerings in a moment are gone. All misgivings are gone. And he becomes completely Satchid Ananda Vigraha. Completely blissful. Prayag Datta becomes effulgent, blissful. The true devotees of the Lord, actually they are always blissful. That is one cause. They are always blissful. Prayag Datta becomes blissful. And then Janaki Didi tells him, there is one service I want you to do, my dear brother. You must immediately go to Ayodhya. You must immediately go back from Ayodhya to Janakpur and tell mother that you found me and that I liked the kasar very much. You must give her this message. And then when mother tells you to, you come back to Ayodhya and then you live with me forever. Prayag Datta says, I cannot leave you, Didi. I am so happy seeing you. I am so happy seeing Jiraji. I can never leave you now. So Janki Didi says, no, this one service you must do for me. Because see, I cannot stay here under this neem tree forever. I also have so many services to perform for Shri Ram. We are the king and the queen of Ayodhya. So you go to Janakpuri, give this message to mother. When mother says, you come back to Ayodhya and then we will be together forever. Now, Janki Didi says this in such a convincing way that Prayag Datta is okay. Just naturally he says okay. As soon as he says okay, Janki Didi and Shri Ram, the elephant, Hanumanji, everyone, they disappear. And ekdam murchit hoke gir jate hai Prayag Datta ji. Poor 8-year-old child, in his overwhelmed with spiritual ecstasy, he just collapses unconscious on the ground. At that time, a very great sannyasi by the name of Trilochan Swami, he is walking by and he sees under this neem tree, it is twilight, almost dark, and this boy is fallen down and he's in an unconscious state. So he goes, he sprinkles some water from his kamandalu, tries to comfort him and brings him back to external consciousness. What happened, my child? And Prayag Datta immediately narrates what just happened, how he had darshan of his Didi. He doesn't know that these are the Supreme Lord, Sita and Ram. But Trilochan Swami understands. And looking at his effulgence, he can make out that he's just had darshan of Krishna. He has had darshan of Sita and Ram. So he comforts him. And to comfort him, he starts kirtan of Sita Ram, Sita Ram, Sita Ram, Sita Ram. In this way, almost the whole night passes by. Both of them are sitting under that neem tree chanting Sita Ram, Sita Ram, Sita Ram, Sita Ram. At that time, two very beautiful ladies come, very effulgent. Each one is carrying a banana plate with nice, because Prayag Datta has not eaten anything except that one little piece of kasar. So they come and they give Trilochan Swami and Prayag Datta one banana plate. And they say that Sita and Ram have sent their Mahaprasad for both of you. So you please enjoy this Mahaprasad. So both of them, they sit and they're eating prasad. And again, it has got the same flavor that the kasar had, which was Mahaprasad of Sita and Ram. And both are in ecstasy. They cannot stop eating. And while eating, they are just speaking wonderful katha, Ram katha. And they're chanting Sita Ram, Sita Ram, Sita Ram. After they finish eating, they fold the banana leaves, and what do they find? Under the banana leaf are big golden plates, 2 golden plates. Actually, the prasad was brought on golden plates. But because Trilochan Swami is a sannyasi, he would not have accepted it in a golden plate. Therefore, they were covered with banana leaves. So Trilochan Swami tells this 8-year-old boy, so now you are going to go back to Janakpuri? He says, yes, that is the order my Didi gave me. I will go now. Okay, you take these 2 golden plates with you. And with these golden plates, you can live comfortably for the rest of your life. You and your mother. You will never have any poverty. So, you think it's a good proposal? Take the golden plates and no more poverty. Very good. So, our 8-year-old boy, Prayag Datta ji, he tells Trilochan Swami, what are you talking? You are a Swami? You are wearing saffron clothes, but you don't understand anything. My mother told me, don't take anything from Ayodhya. Wo Didi ka ghar hai. That is the house of Didi. We have to give. We cannot take anything. So you keep them. I don't want. And then he takes permission from Trilochan Swami and he starts going towards Janakpuri. And Trilochan Swami says, what do I do with these golden plates? I am a sannyasi. So he picks them up and he throws them in Ganesh Kundu. So our Prayag Datta ji, he reaches Janakpur. He goes to his house and his mother is waiting at the doorstep. When will he come back? When will he? And as soon as she sees him walking from a distance home, seeing his effulgence, seeing his blissful personality, she starts crying. She understands that my dear Janki has kept my word. She has given darshan to my Lala. She has given darshan to Prayag Datta. Now Prayag Datta's life is successful. He has had sakshatkar of Bhagavan. She embraces Prayag Datta. Prayag Datta narrates the whole story, how he had darshan of Sita and Ram. And the mother becomes completely overwhelmed in ecstasy. I am such a fallen lady, poor lady, unfortunate lady, widow, and Sita and Ram have bestowed such mercy upon me and my family. From that day, she gives up eating and sleeping. And day and night, she's chanting Sitaram, 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 Sitaram. And in a few days, some biographers say 1 year, some say a few days, she left her body. And before leaving her body, she told her son that your father also was totally Krishna conscious and he left his body chanting the holy names. I am also going to leave my body chanting the holy name in this holy dham of Janakpur. And both of us are going to the spiritual world. But after I go, you take shelter of your Didi. And saying this, she leaves her body. After she dies in Janakpur, everybody comes to know that Prayag Datta has had darshan, sakshat darshan of Sita and Ram. So there is a very rich Brahman landlord there. And he has only one daughter, no son. So he tells Prayag Datta, you marry my daughter. She's got all good qualities and I will adopt you like my son. And I will give all my property to you. So Prayag Datta says, this is the test of Krishna. Krishna is testing me. No, I have to give. Why should I live here? My parents are not there. My Didi is in Ayodhya. Why should I live in Janakpur? I have to go to Ayodhya. So without telling anybody, that night only, Prayag Datta, who is hardly 9 years old, he leaves Janakpur and again he starts his journey, 400 kilometers walking to Ayodhya. He comes to Ayodhya and as soon as he comes to Ayodhya, he offers obeisances to Ayodhya. He takes the Raj of Ayodhya, smears on his body. He does Ayodhya Parikrama. And then he comes to that same neem tree where he had darshan of his Didi and Jija. And he's sitting there and chanting Sitaram, 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 waiting. When will my Didi come and give me darshan again? And Trilochan Swami comes there. And he says, oh, you came back? He says, yes, I came back from Janakpur. But now I don't want to get married. I don't want to get trapped in the material life. So you please give me initiation and make me a sannyasi. So Trilochan Swami gives him the diksha. 9-year-old boy, sannyas diksha. Gives him a langot, gives him saffron clothes and makes him a sannyasi. And gives him the name Prayag Das. Prayag Datta becomes Prayag Das, sannyasi. But even though he's a disciple, and even though he's only 9 years old, and Trilochan Swami is 70 years old, he calls him Mamaji. So Prayag Das ji asks his Gurudev, why are you calling me Mamaji? He says, well, I am a resident of Ayodhya. In Ayodhya, our king is Ram, our queen is Sita, and the king and queen are the mother and father of the citizens. So Sita is Sita Maiya for me, and she is your Didi. So mother's brother is Mama, so your Mama ji. So then from that day, everyone in Ayodhya starts calling Prayag Das ji Mama Prayag Das, or in short, just Mama ji. And Mama ji and Trilochan Swami, they are living together as guru disciple, but still the guru is calling the disciple Mama ji because he knows he is Bhagavad Sakshatkari, Mahapurush, Mahabhagavad. They are living happily. Few days go by, and Mama ji is very sad. He says, why Didi is not giving me darshan? So many days have passed by. Previously when I came, on the first day she gave me darshan, but now she is not giving me darshan. What is the problem? He's thinking like this. And one day he's hearing Harikatha from his Gurudev, Tirlochan Swami. And Tirlochan Swami is talking about the episode of how Kaikeyi came under the influence of Manthara, and she influenced Dasharath Maharaj and asked for those two benedictions that Ram should be banished to the forest for 12 years, for 14 years, and Bharat should become the king. And how Ram, Sita and Lakshman, they leave Ayodhya wearing tree bark, no shoes, walking barefoot, and they enter into the forest. They go to the ashram of Bharadwaj Maharaj. They take bath in Mandakini Ganga, and they go to Chitrakoot, where they are living in a kutir. And the katha stops there that day. So when Mamaji hears this katha, he says, oh, that's why I am not able to have darshan of Didi and Jijaji. Didi and Jijaji both have gone. They are in Chitrakoot. But what is this? My Jijaji, he used to keep my Didi so comfortable in Raj Mahal, carried on an elephant, and golden throne, silk clothes. What is this now? He has taken her wearing tree bark to the forest and no shoes. This is not proper. My Didi is sleeping on the bare ground. There are wild animals there. What is this? I cannot let this happen. Nobody is doing anything. I have to do something now. So he is completely ayachak. He doesn't take a penny from anybody. And suddenly now, our Prayag Das ji starts asking for bhiksha. Now everybody respects him. Everybody respects Mamaji a lot in Ayodhya. So when he asks for money, everybody happily gives. Take this gold coin. One gold coin everybody is giving. In this way, he collects some money, and then he goes to the market and orders 3 beds to be made. 3 palang. One big, one little smaller, and one smaller than that. He makes 3 mattresses, soft mattresses with the finest cotton stuffed inside. And he makes 3 shoes, 3 pairs of shoes, paduka. One big paduka, one little smaller, and one even smaller. And the smallest paduka he decorates with lace and different jewels and everything. So Trilochan Swami asks him, Ki, Mamaji, what is this going on? He says, Guruji, I have to go to Chitrakoot. Nobody is taking any action, but my sister is alone in the forest with my Jijaji. And Bhainoi also is not doing anything. So I have to go and do something myself. So he keeps the 3 cots, piles them up on top of each other, puts 3 mattresses on top of each other, and in a jholi, he's carrying 3 pairs of paduka. And he picks them up. He's hardly 9.5, 10 years old. He picks them up and he starts walking now from Ayodhya to Chitrakoot. Ayodhya to Chitrakoot, he's walking. And who is giving this strength? This strength is given by Balram, by Lakshmanji, Nityananda Ram. Such strength to the devotees is given by Adi Guru Tattva, Lakshmanji. So Prayag Datta ji, Prayag Das ji, he goes to Chitrakoot. And throughout his thinking, ki my Jijaji is very vichitra. So how? He's a king, but he's living like a mendicant in the forest. And if he had to go to the forest to fulfill his father's vow, he should have gone alone. Why he took my poor sister? When I go, I'm going to chastise him. And that also he took my sister without paduka, without proper sari, without any comforts, without any servants. This is not good. When I meet him, I'm going to chastise my Jijaji. He's thinking like this throughout, talking to himself. And he's walking all the way from Ayodhya to Chitrakoot. He goes to Chitrakoot. Under a tree, he keeps the 3 beds, arranges 3 mattresses on them, keeps the 3 pairs of paduka, and he's waiting for Sita and Ram to come and Lakshman to come. But they don't come. So he thinks maybe उन्हें संकोच हो रहा है कि अपने how to take something from my little brother-in-law. Shri Ram, he's a king. He may think, feel awkward. So I will just hide behind a tree and wait for them to come. And he's hiding behind a tree, and in his heart he's praying, please come, please come, please come. Didi, please come. Please accept this humble offering, please come. And attracted by his love, sure enough, Sita, Ram and Lakshman appear there. And they're looking, nice bed, nice paduka, nice mattress. And suddenly Prayag Dasji jumps from behind a tree and comes there. Didi, Didi. And Didi sees him, Janki Didi, she embraces him again, bathes him with her tears of love. He bathes her tears of love. Are you okay, Didi? She says, I'm very happy. Oh, but you're not wearing your royal sari, royal jewels, everything is gone. You're wearing this tree bark. But I'm very happy, my dear younger brother, my dear Prayag Das. I'm very happy. You look, all these animals in the forest, the deer, the peacocks, the parrots, the koyal bird, all the squirrels, the monkeys, they are all engaged in my service. Do you know this? They are all serving me. The monkeys bring fruits for me. The parrots also go and bring fruits for me. Everybody is serving me in this forest. I have more servants in this forest than I had in Ayodhya. And actually, your Jijaji, Shri Ram, and myself, we are very happy. And my younger brother-in-law, Lakshmanji, he's always serving. Very nicely, he's serving us in the forest. So we are very happy. We are happier in the forest than in Ayodhya. So 14 years, we want to enjoy forest life. So you don't worry. We are very comfortable. Okay, that is all right, Didi. But I got this bed for you. I got this mattress for you. And I got these padukas for you. So you quickly wear this paduka. Let me see if it fits you or not. So Pahle, you have to give it to Shri Ram. I cannot accept anything without him. So then he says, okay. And he goes and he looks angrily at Shri Ram. He says, why did you bring my Didi here in the forest? Is this good? Is this proper to take her from a palace and keep her in the forest? So he says that, no, Didi just told you that she's very happy here. All the animals are serving her. So Prayag Datta ji tells Shri Ram that when she sees the peacocks and the deer and the parrots, she will feel happy. But what will happen to my Didi when she sees the tigers and the bears and the wild boars? She will get scared. You should think about all these things. Now you wear this paduka. Let me see if they fit you or not. So Shri Ram wears and they are fitting perfectly. Lakshmanji wears, fits perfectly. Then Janki Didi wears, fits perfectly. Then he tells Shri Ram, now you lie down on this bed, sit on this bed and show me if the bed is comfortable and the mattress is comfortable. And all 3 of them, although they had taken a vow that during forest life we will sleep on the floor, we will not sleep on a palang, we will not sleep on the bed. But Satyam Vidhatum Nija Bhritya Bhashitam. To prove the words of his devotee true, Sita, Ram, Lakshman, they actually laid down for some time on the bed. And they said, this is very comfortable. And turn by turn, Prayag Datta ji was massaging their feet on the bed. Very happy. He told Ram that Shri Ram, now 4 of us will live in the forest. All 3 of you can live and I will be your servant. I will live 14 years with you in the forest and I will serve you. I will make sure no sharp thorns, no sharp pebbles hurt your feet. You wear this paduka. You don't have to sleep on the hard ground. You can sleep on this nice palang and I will be there to serve you. I will bring water from the Mandakini Ganga for you. I will bring forest fruits and roots for you to eat and we will live together. I will be your servant. Shri Ram and Sita tell Prayag Datta ji that, Lakshman is there now. Lakshman is serving us. No. I will be Lakshman's servant. I will be servant of the servant, but I will be with you in the forest. I don't want to go anywhere. Sita ji said, actually, now we are not going to be in Chitrakoot. We are going to go deep in the forest. And Shri Ram tells Prayag Datta that I have taken a vow not to sleep on the bed, but just to satisfy you, we slept on the bed for some time. I have taken a vow not to wear paduka, but just to make you happy, we all 3 wore paduka. You do one thing, you take the beds, take the 3 mattresses, take the 3 pairs of padukas and go back to Ayodhya and wait for us. After 14 years, we'll come and we will accept. We have already accepted these offerings from you. You wait there for us and listen, while you're waiting, you should sleep on the bed. You should sleep on the bed. We'll come very soon. Now they say it in such a convincing way that Prayag Datta is okay. He says, yes, I will go. And then all three of them disappear. Hare Krishna. So our Prayag Das ji, he puts the beds on top of each other, puts the three mattresses on top of each other, puts the three sets of paduka in the jholi, picks them up, and he's okay, I'll go back to Ayodhya now. As he's going back to Ayodhya, he's thinking, my Jijaji is such a trickster, so naughty. He came to the forest with my Didi, and because he's telling me that he's very strict follower of rules, hard and fast rules. I cannot sleep on the bed, I cannot wear paduka, I cannot do this, I cannot accept any servant. He tricked me and convinced me to return to Ayodhya. He's very naughty. And then he sees Mandakini Ganga. He says, I'm very tired, let me take a bath in Mandakini Ganga. And he takes 3 dips in Mandakini Ganga. After 3rd dip, he comes out and he finds himself in the Sharayu river at Ayodhya. So no need to walk back all this. So he goes back to his favorite neem tree. He puts the 3 beds on top of each other. He puts the 3 mattresses on top of each other. And he has a kamandalu, and on which he he does his madhukari, and he receives his madhukari and collects his water also. So that is in our bhasha, it is called karwa. That earthen pot is called karwa. So he's sleeping on that cot under the neem tree, Prayag Das ji, and he's constantly absorbed in thoughts of Janki Didi and Shri Ram Jijaji. He's thinking about them all the time, how beautiful they look, the chavi that he was able to see, talk to, and he's eagerly waiting for them to come back. Now, as the sadhus in Ayodhya, they are walking past the neem tree, they see that there is this small little sannyasi, 10-year-old sannyasi in his langot, and he's not doing any bhajan, he does not have a japmala, and he's just sleeping on the cot all day, all night. So, and they are calling him Mamaji. So Mama and Bhanja, they are allowed to have jokes, cut jokes with each other. So some sadhus in Ayodhya who call him Mamaji, Mama Prayag Das ji, Mamaji, they taunt him and they tell him, Mamaji, you have taken sannyas, but you are not doing any bhajan. Thoda bhajan bhi kiya karo. So Mamaji spoke very famously. He spontaneously composed a verse, which I will read. He says, so Karva means his kamandalu, where he does bhiksha, and Sarva means Sala. So remember, Karva means kamandalu and Sarva means Sala, brother-in-law. So he says, नीम के नीचे खाट खड़ी है, खाट के नीचे करवा. ठीक है, नीम के नीचे खाट खड़ी है, खाट के नीचे करवा, प्रयागदास अल मस्त सोए, रामचंद्र का सरवा. He says, what is the need of doing bhajan? I am the brother-in-law of Sri Ram. Day and night I am doing chintan of Sita and Ram, my Didi and my Jijaji. What is the need of bhajan? Like that. So the point is that when we have such a sambandha with Krishna, we are doing such nirantar chintan. Ananyas chintayanto mam. जब भगवान का चिंतन हो रहा है इतना अच्छा, that is the fruit of all sadhana. To be completely absorbed in thoughts of yena kena prakarena manah Krishna niveshayet. But why did I tell you this story? Because all this is possible. This Mahabhagavat was born because of Atithi Seva, because of Vaishnava Seva, because of serving the sannyasis. Such a great soul appeared in this world because the parents were Atithi Sevaks. So we have example of Mamaji and we have example of Prabhupada ji. So like that. That is a point I wanted to make. Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Shri Chaitanya Bhagavat ki jai, Nitai Gaur Premanandi, Hari Hari Bol. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. I'll stop here.
Thank you so much, Prabhu. Such a beautiful, beautiful narration. So meditative, so beautiful. Thank you. I'm so moved. Thank you so much, Prabhu. Thank you for your valuable association and welcome back from the Dham. Please accept our obeisances and our welcome. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Prabhuji, Hare Krishna. Do you have a time? Then people,
I don't think there are any questions, Mataji. And I
yeah,
also
that's what I said. Anybody can have any questions, they can ask Prabhuji because
no
there's
questions.
no more time.
No questions are there, so we can stop, Mataji.
Sure,
Thank you very
Prabhuji.
much.
This is a very beautiful narration, Prabhuji. Such a nice story you just told us. And by this story, whatever you say, in the end, that how we have to do the Atithi Seva. So it's very nice, Prabhuji. So thank you very much. I don't take no more time. Thank you very much, Prabhuji,
Hare
for
Krishna.
your very enlightening class. Please accept my humble obeisances. All goes to Srila Prabhupada. And we are very grateful to you. We look forward to your association again in future.
Mataji,
And
there
if
are
nobody
questions.
else-
Mataji, Hare Krishna, there are questions. Someone can. Bhakta Prabhuji, you can unmute yourself and ask your question.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, Pranam, Jai Shri Prabhupada. Prabhuji, my question is that, like we read the books of Srila Prabhupada, so when we complete Bhagavad Gita, Srimad Bhagavatam, and Chaitanya Charitamrita, so for preaching purpose, sometimes we have to read. I see that preachers read some other Purans or Upanishads as well. Like for example, Padma Puran is there or Valmiki Ramayana is there. So my question is that after we complete Srimad Bhagavatam and Chaitanya Charitamrita, so how can we continue reading the books of other acharyas and other Purans and Upanishads?
Hare Krishna. So once you finish reading Srila Prabhupada's books, then you can ask your Shiksha Guru what books I can read. Okay?
Okay, Prabhuji.
Thank you. Hare Krishna. The Prabhupada ki Jai.
Jai.
Jai Guru.
Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhya eva cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namo. Shri Chaitanya Bhagavat ki Jai. Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. His Grace Adi Gadadhar Das Prabhuji ki Jai.
Thank you so much, Prabhu.
Prabhuji, Dandavat
Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna. Thank you everyone for joining today's class. We'll meet again tomorrow. Hari Bol closing the call for today.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Oh, Mataji, sorry, I took.
Hare Krishna.